Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Dragon Stadium here on the Howard campus of, the campus of Howard Community College, for men's soccer action as the Howard Community College Dragons are taking on the Cecil College Seahawks. We apologize for the tech issues. That has been the tale of this season for us here at Howard Community College. Massive tech issues at almost every major event we've had, including this one where we had everything set to go, ready with the audio, but the stream abruptly stopped working. But after doing the old-fashioned trick of unplugging our computer and then plugging it back in again, everything seems to be working so far, we hope. If you're just tuning in, it's 1-0 here with about 38 minutes to go. The Dragons, 4-0 on the season, looking for their fifth straight win, scored early when Fodi Dumboya scored. That would be his third or fourth goal of the year, I believe his third goal of the year. And now it is Dragons 1, Cecil nothing. For those of you joining us, once again, we apologize for the tech issues. We've had so many. We'll talk more about them later. Here's a chance for the Dragons. It's going to go out of bounds. I'll give you the starting lineups for both teams. We'll try and catch up. Real quick, let me introduce myself. My name is Isaac Donsky, aka the big man on the mic. If you recognize my voice, yes, this is the same Isaac Donsky that was the play-by-play man of the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals for the last 3 years, joining the crew here at Howard. And we'll hold off right now as here's a corner attempt for the Dragons, which will be knocked away by Cecil. Maybe a chance here for Truce Norton with a shot. It's blocked. Another one. Chance for Sam Santos. High. Won't go. Won't go. Well, real quick, let me quickly set the scene here. Once again, we apologize that we missed the opening 5 minutes of the game. We had some major tech issues, and I'll get more into them as we go along because, man, we have had tech issues out the wazoo this season. But this game, big one. Top 5 showdown in Region 20. The red-hot Howard Community College Dragons started the season 4-0, the only undefeated team left in Region 20. They currently sit second in division play behind arch rivals CCBC Essex. They're facing off against a surprising Cecil College team, which has started the season 1-1, ranked 4th in Region 20. Cecil is normally, no offense, as Cecil player just hit our broadcast booth. Nice shot there. The Cecil College Seahawks, normally a team that usually hangs out at the bottom of the table, are off to a hot start, looking to turn things around this year, and they so far have looked pretty good here today against Howard, getting a couple of looks, but that's NJCAA goalie of the week, Luke Ryerson, who's kept it a shutout so far. We got about 36 minutes to go in the first half. It's 1-0, courtesy of Fodi Dumboya. We'll get to the live action in 1 second. Let me quickly introduce the starters. We'll start with Cecil on the field for them. Number 5, Micah Lyons. Number 7, Chris Eichhammer. Number 8, Janice Braun. Number 10, Ronaldo King. Number 12, Gabriel Villegas. Number 16, Joshua Duzan. Number 18, Sam Booth. Number 20, Jahaden Seeley. Number 21, Isaac Battle Jr. Number 22, Anthony Thompson. And number 99, Finnegan Tome in net. For the Dragons, it's number 1, Cold Hand Luke Ryerson in goal. That's the defending NJCAA goalie of the week. Number 3, Mark Adja on defense. Number 6, Jefferson Estrada at midfield. Number 7, Truce Norton at midfield. Number 9, Brian Barrientos at forward. Number 11, Samson Ogunlie on defense. Here's Brian Barrientos getting off a shot there. Maybe a chance for Fodi to make it 2. He won't. The keeper knocks it out. Another chance here for the Dragons. Ogunlia trying to find Barrientos again, but it's broken up by Cecil. Back to the lineup for the Dragons. Number 12, Sam Santos at forward. Number 14, Sebastian Fonseca at defense. Number 18, Kyle Simmons on defense. Number 19, Darian Paz on midfield as Ryerson makes a stop and it rolls out of bounds. Great slide by Ryerson coming out of net. Rounding out the lineup is Fodi Dumboya, number 20, making his, I believe, his first start of the season. He's already got his first goal. Dumboya usually comes off the bench. This is his first major start, I believe. Now, let's get into the action once again. We apologize for the tech issues. If any come up, we'll fix them. We had some tech issues. They're fixed. Let's get into the action and hope we don't have any more. Dragons up 1-0, looking for an opportunity here. Dragons are in white, gray, and black. The Seahawks are in green and yellow. Here's a chance here for Fodi. Foti trying to connect with Brian Barrientos, one of the major scorers for this Dragons team. Barrientos trying to push off the defender, goes back to Dumboya, looking for an opportunity. They'd love to get it to Sam Santos in the middle, which is where they'll go. He misses the header, and it's deflected by a Cecil player and going back the other way. The Dragons this year have heavily relied on Sam Santos and Brian Barrientos in the middle to get things done. The two of them have been a dangerous combination scoring. But this Howard defense has been equally impressive. They've allowed just a single goal all season. That was in their game against Carroll back in week 1. So far this year, only one person has been able to score on this Howard defense. Here's a chance for Foti off that pass from Truce Norton. Foti looking for an opportunity. Oh, he broke his ankles! Trying to slip through the middle, and it's knocked out of bounds. What a play there by Foti Dumboya. That's going to set up a corner kick here for the Dragons. Number 9, Brian Barrientos will take it. Get used to this type of commentary, folks. For those of you who recognize me from the CCBC Catonsville days, get used to this. It's going to be a fun year, as long as tech issues don't prevent us from broadcasting. More on those later. Here's Barrientos with the corner, trying to give an opportunity for the Dragons. It's up. It's headed by number 12 Santos out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick here for the Seahawks. So they're setting up this goal kick, folks. Briefly, I'll explain some of the tech issues we've had this year because it has been nightmare after nightmare. We were supposed to debut with our first broadcast against Hagerstown, but everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and we were able to get that up. Here's a chance for Foti. It's kicked out of bounds by Cecil. That should be another corner kick. That ball actually left the stadium and rolled down to the old batting cages, so that's fun. The Brian Barrientos once again taking the goal kick. Darian Paz moves in close. Here, Coach Rob Ryerson telling Darian to get in closer there. We'll hold off on the story. Here's the corner. Instead, it's going to be a short pass out to Darian. Barrientos shot wide and high. Good try there by the Dragons. They're getting a lot of pressure, but nothing's been working so far.
It's a set play that they've tried to do a couple of times now this year. It hasn't worked yet, but
if you heard that voice in the background, that's Diego, my camera guy, who was chiming in there that Dragons have tried that several times this year, but it hasn't worked yet. That kind of play off of the corner kick. Anyway, real quick, back to what we've had to deal with this year. The Hagerstown game, we weren't able to broadcast at all because everything went wrong. We were able to fix the camera, but the audio system got busted for the game against CCBC Catonsville, which, shout out to Cardinal Social Media. They took it in stride and kind of clowned us for that one, which, yeah, we understand. Afterwards, as Kyle Simmons breaks up that play, we were able to keep the broadcast going strong for the next game against Allegheny just with no audio. We finally had audio set up for this game, only to discover that it wasn't connected to our streaming system. Well, everything seems to be fixed for now, but man, it's just frustrating with all these tech issues considering how good this team has played. Here's Foti Dumboya looking for an opening, and he was trying to find Santos, it looks like. Santos does get it, but it rolls out of bounds for a goal kick for Cecil. So hopefully these tech issues will kind of disappear a bit. We got our first sub of the game getting ready to come in. For Cecil, number 9, Fernando Argueta, and number 19, Josue Hernandez are about to come into the game for the Seahawks. Cecil will make the first subs with about 30 minutes to go. Here's a chance for the Seahawks here. Mark Adja, talented defender, breaks that up, finds Kyle Simmons. Simmons trying to get to Sebastian Fonseca, battling, and it's out of bounds. Dragon ball. Quick recap of the season so far for the Dragons. It's been a hot one. The Dragons, probably the hottest team in Region 20 under first-year head coach Rob Ryerson. We'll hold that thought. Here's a chance for Dumboya. Foti keeps it alive. Trying to find an opening. He's got help. Down goes the Cecil player, and a whistle. That's going to be on Foti. Offsides is the call, excuse me. Dragons opened the season with a massive 6-0 win over Hagerstown. They followed that up with a 5-1 win against Carroll, Carroll being the only school that was able to score on them. The last two games have been a little tougher. They beat CCBC Catonsville 1-0, but they didn't score until late in the second period. And they also didn't score until late in the second period of their next game against Allegheny, a 3-0 victory in which they scored 3 straight goals in the final 15 minutes. Hopefully, the offense is hoping they could get some goals early, and they have here. Maybe a chance for Cecil, who opened their season with a 6-1 win, but are coming off an 8-0 loss to Montgomery College. Montgomery always a tough team, and that was kind of the Seahawks that we were familiar with. Here's a chance for Sam Santos. Santos looking for an opening. Santos shoved down to the ground. There is a whistle. Dragon. Ready. Third, thank you. Real quick, want to shout out those in the booth with me. Of course, there's Diego, my cameraman, who can provide insight on plays I'm not super familiar with. Thank you, Diego. And also, Jalen Ivey, head coach of our women's volleyball team, is running the stats up here, so you might hear her voice come in when she corrects me on a stat thing. Thank you, Jalen. Shout out to volleyball. They're playing. As here's that corner. Won't go. Oh! Estrada had a chance to pick it up, but he tripped. Might have gotten some contact, and here come the Seahawks. Oh! Good defensive pressure from Fonseca. They get it out of there. Goodlier with the ball now. Trying to get it down to Dumboya, and it's kicked away by Cecil. What a great job by the Howard defense there to break that up. A nice breakaway there for number 10 for Cecil. That was Ronaldo King out of Trinidad and Tobago. As I was saying earlier, Howard volleyball playing this weekend. They got a doubleheader, Chesapeake and Potomac State, and hopefully, if the broadcast equipment is still working well, we will bring you that game. That is the plan. We do apologize for our opener broadcast of how laggy it was. We're going to try and fix that to make sure that doesn't happen. Anyway, back to the action. Here come the Dragons. This is Darian Paz. Paz, deep shot! A little bit wide, but it was close. Subs are coming in. Fernando Argueta is in. Out comes Ronaldo King. And number 21, Isaac Battle Jr. is out. Coming in, number 19, Josue Hernandez out of Bear, Delaware, comes in to replace him. This Cecil team has a number of international players, a couple from Trinidad and Tobago, several from Germany. Great recruiting job by Cecil as that defender almost tripped over the ball. Pass goes to number 7, Chris Eichhammer. Picked up instead by Jefferson Estrada. Nice little pass, little dump off there to Fody. He has to back up to Sampson. Ogunleye trying to find Mark Adsha. Oh, it almost broken up by Argueta. But the Dragons keep possession. Paz looking for Santos. Santos finds Fonseca on the far side. He gets it up to Truce Norton. A defender falls. There's a whistle, maybe. It's a foul on Howard. I believe that was going to be on Brian Barrientos because he got tangled up with that Cecil player, trying to see who that was. I think that's number 20, Jahaden Seeley. Seeley went down, grabbed his ankle. He's back on his feet. He'll take the free kick here, deep in Cecil territory. As it remains 1-0 with about 26 minutes to go. Good start for Howard, their first half goal since their win over Carroll. Deep kick goes back to Luke Ryerson, who scoops it up. We got to talk about Luke right now. Cool Hand Luke is what we're calling him. 1 goal out on the season. Last week, he was a perfect 10 for 10 in saves on shots on goal, and he currently is the leader in almost every major goalie statistic in Region 20 Division 2. Ryerson won NJCAA Division 2 Goalie of the Week. Here's a run here. Here's Santos, one-on-one. Santos gets away, shoots, scores! Sam Santos gets the score. Play that music. And it's 2-0. Our goal by number 12, Sam Santos. 2-0. As Sam Santos gets the score on the one-on-one with the keeper, Finnegan Tome. And just like that, Howard is doing what they did so well in their first 2 games. Laying it on. Let's see how many we could get now. That being said, it's not over just yet. Remember, this Cecil team didn't climb to 4th in the rankings for no reason. Ball went out of bounds. Possession back to the Dragons. Ogunlie passing in for Barrientos. It's broken up by number 20. That's Sealy. Paz picks it back up, looking for an open man. He'll pass down to Fonseca, who's had a big impact so far in this game. Fonseca, back to Paz. Paz over to Ogunlie. It's part of that nasty defensive line for the Dragons. He finds Santos. Santos goes back to Estrada. Estrada over to Fonseca. A little too much power on the kick. It goes out of bounds. Throw in, pressured by Simmons. Double team. Truce Norton manages to squeak in there. Here's Ogunlie. Out to Fodi. Fodi back up. I think he thought Ogunlie was going to come up and cover that space. He didn't. Cecil intercepts. Adja heads it out of bounds. Gotta talk about a player who has an impact every single game. Mark Adja scored twice in the Dragons' debut and has been one of the most impactful players on this defense. He doesn't get a lot of shoutouts, but he deserves more because the man is a defensive masterclass. He, Samson Ogunlie, Kyle Simmons, and Sebastian Fonseca holding down their defense. Here's Barrientos. Gets it to Santos. Santos has to let it go. Cecil's on there. Santos. Nice pressure there. If there's one thing to know about Sam Santos, the leading scorer for this, as that ball gets kicked well out of bounds. The ball runners are probably going to be annoyed. He has to go run on the opposite field to get that. If there's one thing to know about Sam Santos, it's this. Yes, he's got that slick back hair that makes him look like a character out of Goodfellas, but man, can he play soccer. This man, I believe he's got 5 or 6 goals on the season so far. Big, tall, aggressive, probably the most physically intimidating player on the roster as Damboya goes down. Whistle is out, and it's going to be a free kick for the Dragons. Couple of subs getting ready to come in. Chris Eichhammer getting set to come back in for the Seahawks and getting ready to come in for the Dragons. We'll talk about that in 1 second. It's number 25, Mateo Thomas Moore, and number 8, Chris Herzog are getting set to come in.
Mateo, Chris. Chris, who you going in for? 11? What about him?
It will be Darian Paz who will take the free kick. Paz, kick is up high, covered by Barrientos. Too much pressure from Cecil. He's got to backtrack. Oh, maybe not. Brian fighting for it. Out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick. Subs coming in. Mateo Thomas Moore is in, number 25. Chris Herzog is in. He'll replace Ogunlie. And Moore is going to replace Santos. So a good start for Sam Santos here as he'll come out. Goal kick is away. Headed by Simmons, trying to keep it alive. Trying to get it to Moore. It's intercepted by Cecil. Kind of hard to read Cecil's. It's kind of difficult to read Cecil's jerseys. It's it's yellow on green, but with the late afternoon light, they kind of smush together. Throwing is good. Good pressure by Moore. Great job by Mateo Moore to pressure there. Cecil keeps possession, but not for long. Kyle Simmons, tallest player on the team, breaks that up. They were trying to pass down to Truce Norton. Instead, Cecil will cover it up. Barrientos almost had a chance to get in the face of the keeper. Here's another chance here. Norton! Norton! Did it get in? No, it didn't. What a save by Cecil as Norton had a wide open goal and it was saved. And I believe that was Cecil's number 19, Josue Hernandez. Here's another shot by Barrientos. Drew, excuse me. Good call. And it's wide. Norton had an open net. He had a chance. And they just could not connect. Great. Well, it was nothing that the Dragons did wrong. It was that Cecil's Josue Hernandez came screaming in there to break up the play. Took a tumble too. I think he actually crashed into the back of the net. As Cecil's back on the attack. Seahawks haven't had a lot of chances to attack in this game because of this Howard defense, but they might have a chance here. Nope. Herzog breaks that up. Adja's back to cover. Ryerson says, let me take care of it. He'll roll it out to Estrada. And another successful defense there by the Dragons with 20 minutes to go in the first half. They're trying to go to a wide open Truce Norton, but he was too far ahead. Offsides is the call. Well, we appreciate you folks bearing with us through the earlier tech issues. We appreciate you continuing to watch along, and we appreciate you bearing with us with all of the tech issues we've had through the early tech issues, audio issues, video issues that we've had through the first half of this season. We promise we're getting better, and it's only going to get better. But with that being said, let's get back to the action. It's 2-0 with 19 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Dragons in control. Zelia will take the free kick, headed by Simmons. Here's Dumboya. Try to get it to Truce. Truce has got one man to beat. Has to hurdle a man. It's out of bounds. Good defensive play there by I believe that's number 16, Joshua Duzan. Good pressure again by Cecil. They're starting to get some more looks here as we get later into this first half. Howard hasn't had issues with exhaustion at the end of the halves. That's something that they've worked really hard to avoid. They usually hold their practices late in the afternoon, so they're used to playing at the heat of the day of these late afternoon games that Howard has to play because we don't have lights at Dragon Stadium, so we can't hold night games. So Howard doesn't have the luxury of having to play in nice, cool conditions with the lights. We have to play in the heat of the day, but this has made this team stronger. And for opposing teams who aren't used to playing in this heat, it can get to you. That's what happened to Hagerstown in week 1. Here's Norton with a chance. Has to weave through green jerseys. Norton trying to find a shot, get one off. It's broken up. Good defense there by Duzan. Excuse me, that's 18, Sam Booth. That's Duzan he goes to. Back down to Booth. Booth hesitated there, and the Seahawks just lost their momentum as Darian Paz and number 8, Janice Braun from Germany, get tangled up with each other. Braun got spun around like a top and landed on his chest. And it's going to be another free kick. Kind of uncharacteristic, some uncharacteristic characteristic play here from the Dragons. You don't see a lot of fouls from them, but a couple here. None of them have been super impactful yet, knock on wood. Of course, commentator's curse is a thing. Sealy with the free kick. This could be a good one. It's headed up and away by Herzog. Norton keeps it alive. That was a Cecil header. There's a shot that's wide. That was from Duzan, number 16. And it remains 2-0. Moore tiptoeing the sidelines here to find Fonseca. Fonseca trying to get it to Dumboya, who's moved over to the far side of the pitch. A little too much power there from Fonseca. They can only tightrope the line for so long, and it's out of bounds. As Isaac Battle Jr. getting set to come in for Cecil.
21. 21. Who are you going in for?
Norton gets Estrada. Back to Norton. Norton. Ooh, nice play there. Made a man miss, but lost control of the ball. And scooped back up. Back it goes to Adja. They were trying to get it to number 9, Fernando Argueta, their freshman forward. He wasn't there in time.
Rafa. Rafa. Who are you going in for?
Rafa Benitez also getting set to come in. And another sub. Both teams going to make some subs here late in the first half. Here's Truce, tripped up. Cecil, big defender, says that one gets speared out of bounds and almost collides into the Cecil bench. Subs coming in. Truce Norton is out. In comes Rafa Benitez, number 13. Get used to this kid, folks. He actually has experience playing in MLS Next, the developmental series for Major League Soccer. Now playing here at Howard. A lot of experience here from Howard, from the Dragons. A lot of players who have experience playing as. Oh, Fodi Damboya is down. He collided with another player while trying to make a pass. He's trying to get back to his feet. Cecil's kicking it out of their end. Damboya's back on his feet, limping a little bit, but he seems to be okay. Big collision there between Kyle Simmons and a Cecil player. I can't tell, their jersey got bunched up. That is a foul against the Dragons. Man, Dragons have made a lot of fouls in this game. Very uncharacteristic of them. But the defense has held strong so far. And again, this Cecil team's trying to prove they're not a fluke. This is a Cecil College team. This program in the last couple of years has generally been towards the bottom of the table. That isn't me talking smack. That's just the truth. Cecil's program has been towards the bottom of the table in Region 20. They've come out of the gate swinging here with a great start, ranked 4th in the region. So they're looking to prove we're not a fluke. As there's a deep pass, might have a chance. Oh, it's broken up beautifully by Jefferson Estrada. He's trying to get it to Herzog. Herzog passes out. Great defensive stop by the Dragons. Moore finds Damboya. Great pass. And he gets to Rafa Benitez. Here comes Rafa Benitez. He's got 2 men to beat. Benitez trying to get around those green jerseys. Can he find an opening? Benitez pressured into the corner. Box the corner. He's still fighting. It finally rolls out of bounds, but it'll be Dragon Ball as Rafa Benitez with a great fight there. Kevin Ruby, number 5, getting set to come into the game. As it'll be a throw in deep in Seahawk territory for the Dragons. Oh, with just under 14 minutes to go, why not try and go for another score here, as it looks like Jefferson Estrada is going to come out and Kevin Ruby is going to come in. Ruby's had some great plays this year coming off the bench for the Dragons. Also looking set to come in is Blyden Alung, number 4. So the Dragons getting their bench involved here. Throw-in goes to Fodi. It's broken up by the Seahawks defense, and they're going to survive another one. Seahawks getting ready to make a sub. Number 5, Michael Lyons getting set to come in. Another chance for the Dragons. Darian Paz finds Chris Herzog. Herzog, Mateo Moore. Moore, back out to Herzog. They're going to have to backtrack here. Cecil's getting good pressure. Adja, Ruby, down to Simmons. The defensive line trying to get involved here. Here's Fonseca. Fonseca finds Benitez. Benitez trying to find Fodi Damboya, who's about to be subbed out. Out of bounds. As Blyden Alung comes into the game and Micah Lyons comes into the game. Lyons, it looks like, is going to replace number 22, Anthony Thompson, the big imposing defender for the Seahawks. And Blyden Alung's going to come in for Fodi Damboya. He's going to head out and probably make sure his ankle's okay after he was on the ground for a little bit. Dragons got a corner there. They're going to try again that play there. There's a shot off the side of the net. That was Chris Herzog taking a shot. Wouldn't go. He hit the post or the side of the net, but nice power there for Herzog. I want to see more of that. That was a gnarly shot by the defender. Diego just chiming in there. You wanna tell me what you just told me, Diego?
When they try that corner kick strategy from that side of the field, you usually see Chris Herzog taking it since he is left-footed and he has a good shot.
Thank you to Diego for getting that getting that expertise in. Dragons defense trying to work here. Here's Ryerson finding Herzog once again. 15-minute break's going to come up here shortly for these teams in about 11 and a half minutes. Offense trying to get some pressure. That got deflected off of Mateo Moore's ear. I almost got one of our photographers, too. Here's Moore. Ooh, nice pass, but Sealy was there to break it up. Alung trying to pick it up. Moore, look at the speed on Mateo Moore getting in there and breaking up that play away from number 19, Josue Hernandez. Man, he was coming in like the Flash. "11 minutes to go. Ryerson slides out of net to make that stop. Wasn't close to the net at all, but that's Luke Ryerson for you. Aggressive, but careful, and always getting the job done. Gabriel Villegas is getting set to come in for the Seahawks. He's going to come in for number 20, Jahaden Sealy, who's going to get some much-needed rest. He's been anchoring the defense. Herzog, Barrientos, looking for options. He's going to have to go back to Herzog here, who finds Paz. Paz back to Adja. Dragons not finding an opportunity here. They might, though. Kevin Ruby, he's a speedster. Ruby passes out to Fonseca. Fonseca, great at setting up opportunities for the Dragons. You don't hear him get talked about a lot because of where he plays in the midfield, but he does a great job of setting up offensive opportunities for the Dragons. Ref saying it was Cecil ball. Kyle Simmons was trying to argue against it. Throw in, trying to get to their forward. Adja breaks it up like he does so well. And he's going for a deep pass towards Blythe in the lung, but it's headed out of there by the Seahawks. Cecil on the attack. Great slide tackle, Darian Paz. Keeps it alive, too, after getting bodied there for a second. His jersey's being pulled. No call by the ref. Darian Paz doesn't care. He's going for a deep pass out. Barrientos. More. There's only the keeper to beat. More. Offsides is called. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. They had a wide open opportunity, and offsides gets called as there were two Dragons down there with a chance. That's one of the more frustrating calls you'll see there, folks, the offsides call. Offsides always finds a way to ruin a chance for the Dragons to get a shot. It remains 2-0, under 9 minutes to go. Paz. Ooh, tripped up. Subs are going to come in. No call made. Paz took a tumble as he's... Oh, we might have some words here. That was number 8, Jonas Braun, who tripped up Darian Paz. Braun went for a handshake. Paz ignored him. As that goes back to Ryerson. Oh, I got some tempers brewing here. I like it. And some aggression from the Cecil coaching, from the Cecil bench. You can hear Cecil's coach is getting a little frustrated. You can see why. We got about 8 minutes to go here in this first half, and despite having lots of chances down the stretch here in the first half, Cecil still hasn't been able to get a good shot off. Here's a chance. Barrientos. Estrada getting set to come in for the Dragons. Paz. Oh, tripped up, and it's taken away. Cecil's got 4 on 2 here. Offsides called. As that goes out of bounds, it'll be Cecil possession.
Jefferson, who are you going in for? Thank you.
Estrada getting set to go in for Darian Paz, number 19. Free kick coming up here for Cecil off another foul by the Dragons. Kick is up. It's a good one. There's a chance. Ryerson tumbling back onto his back makes the stop. That was Janice Braun who was taking the free kick. Nearly hit net. Ryerson made the save. Herzog. Nice interception there by number 10, Ronaldo King. Estrada's in, replaces Darian Paz. As the Dragons working with a good mix of their starters and backups here. Here's King. Seahawks, their best chance yet. Simmons gets in there, breaks it up. How about Kyle Simmons and Kevin Ruby on the double team? They break that play up. And here come the Dragons on the attack. Benitez trying to find a lung. Offsides called. Man. It always seems to pop up right when there's a chance to score, too. That's what's the most frustrating thing about it. Right when we're about to score, offsides pops up. Man, that's frustrating. Free kick coming up here for the Seahawks. Broken up. Cecil looking for an opportunity. Cecil knocked out of bounds by Rafa Benitez. Under 5 to go. Let her know to go be by the laptop. Diesel player went down there for a second. Nice breeze coming through here. The weather's it's clock has stopped as we have a yellow card, and I believe that's number 21, Isaac Battle Jr., who is getting a yellow card there.
That was 21.
The call is he was a little bit of trash talk on a little too far, it looks like is the call. Dragons now working deep in Cecil territory with 4 minutes to go. Out of bounds, possession to the Dragons. It's as good an opportunity as ever to get another goal on the board. Good header by Alung. Keeper is there to keep it. Keeper is there to make the stop. Good kick downfield. Adja breaks up that play. How about that? Kicks it back to Ryerson. And this Dragons defense doing what they do best. You are not going to score on them. Herzog gets it down to Alung. Knocked out of bounds by the Seahawks. Dragons will have another chance. Moore looking for an opening. Gonna throw it in for Blyden Alung. Cecil player hits the deck, no call. Fonseca will be there to stop that Cecil attack. He passes out to Benitez. Benitez goes down. Oh, Benitez got hit. We got 2 players down. A Cecil player's down his back. Benitez is down hard. Let's see what the call is. 2.5 minutes to go. Stop at the clock. Benitez is hurt. We're in an injury timeout as Rafa Benitez went down. He's sitting up now, and his teammates are helping him back to his feet, and that's good. He seems to be okay. I think that he might have gotten poked in the eye because he was grabbing his eye when he went down, but he looks to be okay. A little tap at the chest. He's fine. All right. A little scary moment there for a solid player for the Cardinals and Rafa Benitez as he goes down, but he's okay. Excuse me, the Dragons. I apologize, folks. Keep in mind, the last 3 years I've been calling games for CCBC Catonsville. I'm gonna make that mistake at multiple times in our sports seasons. It's gonna take me about a year to get used to it, but hey, it took me almost until the end of the first half to make my first mistake. So, Dragons, not the other team. Sorry about that. It'll be a free kick here for the Dragons. As Brian Barrientos will take it. No, it was a trick! A nice trick play there by the Dragons. They lined up like Barrientos was going to take it, but all of a sudden, Chris Herzog goes, scoops it up, and takes a shot for himself. That actually would work really nice. I hope they wait to do that a couple games, though, so I hope as here's a chance for a lung. Good pressure. Dragons kick it out. Excuse me, Seahawks kick it out. That trick play. The reason why I'm looking at that trick play like that is because that's the kind of play that you really, really want. As that was a corner. Nice move by Blind Along to wait for the corner. That's the kind of trick play that you only pop out every so often because you know teams are going to watch tape on you. So you only pop that out every so often. Barrientos will take the corner. It's up. Adja missed the header. Takes a tumble. He's back on his feet. Another chance there for the Dragons. They've had plenty of chances, but just haven't been able to break through. I'm going to step away real quick to make a quick PA announcement, and we'll come right back to the action. 1 minute to go in the first half. Back to the action we go. Out of bounds, possession to the Dragons. Along. Moore. Estrada. High and wide. It's still in, though. It's still in. And it finally rolls out for a throw in with 30 seconds. Well, it's been a first half dominated so far by the Dragons. As Kevin Ruby kicks that out, it'll remain Cecil ball. The big story is headed into the half. Can the Seahawks get back on track? They've done a good job of limiting the damage, but it remains 2-0. 10 seconds left in this first half. Ruby fighting hard. Moore gets it away. And that will do it for the first half. 2-0 is the score as we head into the half. We're going to take a 15-minute break. We'll keep the audio on so you can hear, but we will be back. 2-0. Dragons lead it. We'll be right back. What do y'all think? I'm back in my element, except for
No, that was good.
I've been waiting so long to do this. I'm so glad I'm back.
It was very exciting.
No. I didn't tell you because we've been having connection issues. Yes. Okay.
What
I
happened?
need to get down. We can turn down the music a little bit. Keep an eye, Dale, keep an eye on the stream. Make sure it does not cut off.
I think you'd be okay though.
was fine though. It worked well.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. And we welcome you back to Dragon Stadium as we are getting set for the start of the second half. The Howard Community College Dragons up 2-0 over the Cecil College Seahawks. This is the big man on the mic, Isaac Donsky, ready to bring you all the action here in the second half. As Howard pretty much dominated, I'd say, controlled and dominated that first half from start to finish. Two early goals, one by Fodi Domboya, the other by Sam Santos, has the Dragons sitting pretty, a comfortable 2-goal lead. What's up? As getting set for the second half, it'll be Ryerson, Ruby, Domboya, Barrientos, Santos, Ogunlie, Adja, Norton, Estrada, and Simmons for the Dragons. Looking forward to what should be an exciting second half. The big question, of course, can Cecil, off to their best start they've had in years, can Cecil get back into this game and prove that being ranked fourth in the region wasn't a fluke? They are a team to be watched. Or can the Dragons get a statement victory here with their first win over a top 5 opponent this season? So far, the Dragons' victories have taken care of business against teams lower down in the table. As right off of the whistle, we're back. Truce Norton with the ball, fighting to get away around his defender. And ball goes out of bounds, goal kick. Once again, in the booth with me, it is our scorekeeper, Jalen Ivey, and the wonderful Diego on camera, who will also be providing commentary occasionally when I cannot explain things the right way. As that ball sails out of bounds, Norton tosses into Sam Santos, who sat out for a good chunk of the first half after scoring his lone goal. The Dragons cycled through a lot of their bench players towards the end of the first half, and got some good results too. A lot of good pressures, a lot of good looks, but they've got the starters back out there as they're going to try and push for some more goals here. Want to get some goals early here, try and put the Seahawks away, but Cecil's not going to go down without a fight. They had some good pressures down there towards the back end of the first half. Here's Fodi. Good move. Shot. Oh, what a shot! Fodi Damboya makes it 2 on the afternoon. His second goal. And just like that, it's 3-2-0. What a shot by Fodi. It's a 2-goal day for Fodi Damboya. The first time in his career he's had multiple goals here. And just like that, 3-0.
Is there feedback? Okay.
Some feedback apparently. Apparently we're having a bit of an issue. Some feedback from our speaker was getting onto the field. One of the refs came over and asked if we could turn it off. Sorry for that interruption. As down goes a Cecil player, that's going to be a foul on Kevin Ruby. Seahawks might have a chance. Cecil moving quickly here, trying to answer. They have to answer now. If Cecil wants any chance of a comeback, they have to answer. Might want to go turn it off.
Well, can you check the speaker over there, please? Yeah, it's like feedback. I mean, no, the ref said something about it.
Ryerson, good dive there. Sorry for the pause of commentary, folks. We're trying to figure out what the problem is with our speaker because the speaker is launching feedback onto the field. We're trying to figure out what's going on with that. We'll focus on the action here while our wonderful support staff here at Howard Community College take care of that. That's assistant basketball coach and head coach of JV basketball, Will Thomas, is going to go check that out for us. Chance here. Oh! Pass from Fonseca hit Fodi Damboya on the shoulder. And we're going back the other way now. Or are we? Mark Adja coming up from the defensive side. Nice pass out to Truce Norton. Norton keeping it alive for now. Nice pass finds Santos, but it's broken up by Cecil's defense. Credit where credit is due. The Seahawks have done a great job of keeping the score as low as it is. But as I was saying earlier, any chance that they need of a comeback, they have to score now, as that might be a foul. It will be against Cecil, as that defender was all over Brian Barrientos. That was number 22, Anthony Thompson, who committed the foul there. Fonseca, Gamboya, back to Fonseca, looking for an opening. Look at Sebastian here. Sebastian, oh, had a chance. It's deflected. Corner kick coming up here for the Dragons. It's Brian Barrientos who will take it. Fonseca in close. They're going to try for the trick play. No, they faked it out. Barrientos, Adja trying the header. Simmons trying to get a shot off. Someone get a shot off. And it's knocked out of there by the Seahawks. Maybe a chance. Isaac Battle Jr., good defensive play there. Knocks Barrientos down. As it looks like we fixed our feedback issues. I don't hear it anymore. Interesting. Santos. Crosser. Oh, goalkeeper fumbled with it a bit, but is still able to make the save. All sorts of pressure here for the Dragons, just going after the Seahawks. They know they need to put them away here now. Also want to keep that streak of that streak of holding opponents to one goal or fewer down. Still working with those feedback issues, folks, but it looks like it's mostly been fixed. As Adja comes up for the defensive line once again and makes the play. Ogunlie gets it to Barrientos. Barrientos crosser trying to find Fodi. Fodi. Santos. Oh, missed it. Good play there. They were trying to get Sam Santos his second goal of the game. Just missed it. But it will be a corner. It will be a corner for the Dragons. And another chance. A relentless attack. A relentless attack to start this one. Here we go. Fonseca's corner's on the way. Finnegan Tome comes up and makes the stop. Ruby, nice interception, trying to get it to Damboya. Cecil's just trying to get it over to Howard's side of the pitch. They'll have another chance here. Barrientos. Crosser. Santos! Missed it. Boy, Santos is going to get one even if it kills him. He's been trying so hard in this second half to get a second goal. 3-0 lead with 38 minutes to go. It's a comfortable lead, I'd say, for the Dragons, but you want to extend that a bit just in case. Here's Santos. Oh, he's getting pulled. No call by the ref. Number 12, Gabriel Villegas, had a hand on his shirt. First sub of the second half is getting set to come in. That's number 26, Domaine Trotter from Aberdeen, Maryland, getting set to come in for Cecil. Simmons comes up to stop that attack as the subs are in. Trotter is in. And can't see who's out. I think it's number 5. Number 20 is out. That's Jahaden Seeley. Fonseca header. Back to the action we go. And it's nice that it's right in front of us so we can get a good view of what's going on. Cecil's defense playing a little dangerous here. Here's Fody. Brian, back to Fody. Try to go for 3. A little slide tackle to get it out of there by the Seahawks. Good stop, but that was close. They were being a little fast and loose there. Santos goes down. And he'll get a free kick. Deep. It's Seahawks territory. Santos is fouled. He's a little slow to get up, but he looks to be okay. As this is going to be another... Here we have another chance for the Dragons. And this could be their best one yet of this second half. Three Dragon players. Who's going to take it? Will it be Barrientos? Will it be Estrada? Or will it be Santos? It's going to be a short little pass. Barrientos crosser. Headed out of there. Fody's going to keep it alive. Gets off a shot. It's saved. Oh, he was inches away from a hat trick. Gotta say, the trick play, we did see a lot of trick plays from this. That I think is one of the innovations that head coach Rob Ryerson has implemented. He's got that experience, he's got a wealth of coaching experience, and he's also got that experience of playing for the U.S. men's national team, where he did score a goal against, I believe, Austria. Costa Rica, excuse me. Wow, how did I get Austria from that? Foot race. Fody wins it. Crosser, Santos got it, keeping it alive. Good pressure for the defense. Santos tripped up, stays on his feet, looking for open man. Boxed to the corner, goes for the crosser. It's up. Norton was there, and it's headed out of bounds by the Seahawks. That should be a corner. And another chance. It feels like it's been nothing but chances for this Dragons team. Here we go. On the way, keeper comes up and makes a stop. But on his pass back out, Ruby intercepts. Another chance. Simmons gets twisted up. That's a shot by Ruby, and it's saved by Tome. Cecil's getting some subs ready to go. Number 19, Josue Hernandez. Number 9, Fernando Argueta, getting set to come in for the Seahawks. As Cecil desperately trying to shake things up to get some offense going. They've been on the defensive the entire second half so far, it feels like. Adja down to Fonseca. All by himself down there. Not a green jersey in sight. Fonseca passes up to Fody. Loses control for a second. Cecil ball. Thompson pushes away. Finds 26. That's Trotter. And a whistle as Ruby got tangled up with number 8, Janice Braun, excuse me. It'll be a free kick for Cecil. Here we go. Taking the free kicks, number 16, Joshua Duzan. Free kick on the way. Thompson. Shot. Ryerson with the save. And Ryerson keeping a clean sheet going. He's going for his third straight shutout. Here's Barrientos. Oh, he's getting his jersey pulled. Where is the foul? He gets tripped up. Now the foul is called, and that's going to be a yellow card. Yellow card is out, and it's on number 12, Gabriel Villegas. Second yellow of the day for a Cecil team that they had some foul trouble in their first couple of games. I think they had four yellow cards coming into this game. Villegas is called for the yellow, and we are going to have another free kick deep in Seahawk territory. Diego, you want to chime in on this one, Diego?
This one's a little wider, so the shot's more difficult. It'd be interesting to see if they have a trick play for this one as well.
Here we go. Santos takes it, shoots! Tomei with the save. Good try there as they continue to work out the trick plays here. Simmons, interception. Foti missed Barrientos. Going back the other way. This might be Cecil's best chance yet. Broken up by Ogunlier. Samson Ogunlier from Geneva, Switzerland with the big play. And a nice pass. Finds Foti. Santos. Ogunlier coming up for the defensive front. He gets kneed. And a big collision with Trotter. It's out of bounds. Ogunlier will throw in. Quick throw into Santos. Santos looking for an opening. Santos trying to get around Trotter. Santos with the crosser. Barrientos missed it! And it's knocked out of there by Cecil. But Fonseca is able to keep it alive. Finds Estrada. Estrada looking. He passes out to Ogunlier. Ogunlier back to Simmons. Dragons going backwards here. Maybe Ruby can get them back at the right track. He will. He finds Barrientos, who's getting held again. Again, how many times is Brian Barrientos going to have his jersey held and they won't call it? Estrada working up to Santos. Santos looking for an opening. Santos, heavy pressure from Trotter. It's out of bounds. And a corner kick coming up for the Dragons with 31 minutes to go. Will Cecil make their substitutions now or wait? That is the question. Check to make sure we're still good. We're still good. With all the tech issues we've had this season, always get a little nervous. Corner's on the way. Barrientos comes up. They're going to do a short pass to Barrientos. Back to Fonseca. Cecil's defenders peeling off. Fonseca going for a man. Norton's header is wide. I can see what they were trying to do. Barrientos was coming up to meet Fonseca's pass, and it actually lured a couple Cecil defenders away from the goal. I see what they were trying. They were trying to open up a space. Unfortunately, the shot was just off there. Good play, though. Good play design. Yeah, credit goes to head coach Rob Ryerson and assistant coaches Ken Bernstein and Steve Sherman. They have come up with some really impressive plays. Have kept Cecil guessing, but credit where credit is due. Cecil has responded well as a foul called here. That's on Jefferson Estrada. We'll go the other way. I feel like I say credit where credit is due a lot. And you have to give credit to Cecil. They fought hard in this game, but well, there's still just under 30 minutes to go, so a lot can happen. A lot of soccer left. We do apologize, by the way, for the flashes on the camera. It's our bird dog camera. It's kind of sensitive to the sun, and it's getting a full blast. Fonseca to Foti. Back to Fonseca. Fonseca trying to keep it alive. Trotter breaks it up. Trotter's been a menace in the defensive side here for Cecil in the second half. Throw in for the Dragons. Trotter breaks it up. Estrada is trying to find Ruby. Simmons. Cecil player down. That's an opening. Simmons' pass actually hit the ref. I can see Simmons visibly frustrated there. As here's Norton, slipping through defenders, trying to keep it alive. It's intercepted and stolen away. As down goes the Cecil player off a collision with Barrientos. And they are going to call a foul on that. I'd say that was accidental contact. Brian Barrientos is not the kind of player to do something like that on purpose. So I will say that was accidental. Free kick coming up for Cecil here, just about at midfield. Pressure coming from Santos. Estrada picks it up. Kept alive by the Seahawks. Here's a chance. Seahawks looking for a foul that's not going to come. Simmons breaks it up, gets it to Fody. Here's Fody. Fody down to Santos. Santos. Crosser. Too shallow. Tomei comes up for the stop. The opportunity was there. Just not enough power on the kick for Sam Santos, but he was getting good defensive pressure from Cecil. Now the Seahawks back on the attack. See what they could do here. Ogunlie breaking off pressure. Barrientos breaking off pressure. Here's Norton. 2 to beat. Norton. Nice play, Norton. Oh, what a shot. Tomei, another deflection. Man, he's having one heck of a half. That's going to be a corner, though, for the Dragons. It'll be taken, it looks like, by... Well, it's taken quickly by Truce Norton and Brian Barrientos. Norton tripped up. Foul called. It's going to be another free kick. Let's see how they'll handle this free kick. 3 players surrounding it. Let's see who's going to take it. Barrientos, shot! Tomei with the stop. Tomei has been having then again, Tomei's been having a really solid half. Despite the 1 goal earlier, he's stopped them all, so... Yeah. Substitutes coming in now. Isaac Battle Jr. is back in. Ronaldo King is back into the game as well. Cecil making some substitutions here. Waiting for the throw-in for Cecil. Out of bounds, right back to the Dragons. As now there is a stoppage. That's going to be yellow card on the Dragons. It's a yellow on Brian Barrientos. That's the first yellow card against the Dragons, I think, in 2 games. As Barrientos gets called. Dragons getting set to put in some subs. Esteban Benitez is going to go in. Darian Paz is going to go in. Chris Herzog is going to go in. Free kick coming up for Cecil. It's a good kick. Might have a chance. Ryerson's up! Oh, and the defense comes up and makes the save. Trotter. Cecil with a chance here. Oh, down goes Fonseca, grabbing his calf. And here's Brian Barrientos on the response. Oh, slip past Barrientos. Crosser, Santos, missed it. There's another chance. And a deep shot there by Samson Ogunlier. Almost hit our scoreboard. Subs are coming in, clock is stopping, as Sebastian Fonseca is still down. He's going to be subbed out with Chris Herzog. Our training staff is going to come out and check. Hey, Will, can you pass me that water bottle? Actually, let me see if I can. Yeah, I think I can actually. That's good. Thanks. 23 and a half minutes to go in the second half. It's 3-0 Dragons as they lead. Dragons have made some subs, trying to generate some offense. They've had plenty of chances. Here's another one for Fodi. Damboya. Paz. Broke it up. Paz gets tripped up hard. They might have a chance for Esteban Benitez. Here's Benitez. Crosser. Paz. Won't go. Broke it up. Paz keeps it alive. And it's broken up again. And now a foul as Thompson goes down. This one's getting chippy. Cecil will take the free kick. As Darian Paz fighting through what should have been a foul. Tries to get it up to Fodi. Bad pass back to Paz. Paz trying to get Fodi. One-on-one. Fodi! Fodi! Hat-trick Fodi Damboya! Fodi's got 3! He got stuck in the net too, but he's got 3. And the Dragons have 4. How about that for Fodi Damboya? What a day. A career-defining day for him. And it's 4-0 Dragons. Real quick check-in. Sebastian Fonseca is getting checked out by our training staff. Looks like he's okay. He's on his feet. I think he just might have hurt a muscle. It looks like, but they're checking him out. Truce Norton's going to sub out. Rafa Benitez is in. Blind in the lungs coming in. Fodi is coming out. Let's give him a round of applause. Step away real quick. Yeah. So now the question is, how is Howard going to play these last 22 minutes? They've got the game pretty much in hand. Hopefully they can keep the pressure up. Ogunlier. Estrada. Ruby. That was knocked out of bounds by Cecil. We're back to the action. Along. Ogunlier. Trying to get it to Estrada. Simmons down to Chris Herzog. Dragons working here. The 4 goals scored today, 3rd most on the season for the Dragons. They keep the trend going that they have won their games by about an average of 3 goals. 21 minutes left, though. Still a lot of soccer left as the sun beginning to set over in the horizon. Simmons breaks that play up. Benitez. Estrada, good play. Continuing good play for Estrada. Here's Adja. We'll go back to Ryerson. Deep pass by Herzog, trying to find Blythe in the lung. Along with a chance. And it's knocked out of bounds. 20 minutes to go. Sub coming in now. Number 5, Micah Leans is in. Benitez held. No call. Cecil's gotten away with a couple of those. Ruby. Benitez. Good pressure here. Isaac Battle Jr. has got about a foot on him. Oh, Battle tosses him. That's going to be a yellow. And maybe more. Yellow card for Isaac Battle Jr. And the red. They're sending him off. Double yellow. Isaac Battle Jr. is out. He has been ejected after he tossed Rafa Benitez to the ground. Benitez, teammates coming over to his support. He got manhandled. He got tossed. I was gonna say, despite being about half a foot shorter, Rafa Benitez was putting together a masterclass of defense, and I think Isaac Battle Jr. just kind of gave up, just got a little too frustrated. So that's number 21, Isaac Battle Jr., who has been ejected. That's the first ejection we've seen here at Dragon Stadium this season. With about 19 minutes to go, Dragons lead 4-0, looking for their 5th straight win, which would be their best start to a season in over a decade. You have to go back to You would have to go back to the early 2000s to find a Dragons team who got off to a better start than these Dragons have. Our records on our website don't even go back that far. Ogunlie fighting hard, and that's going to be a foul called as number 19, Josue Hernandez, goes down. He was grabbing his face, but that wasn't even where he got touched. Interesting. Taking the free kick will be Trotter.
Can you press the Bluetooth button on the speaker?
Nice pass shot. It will be caught by Ryerson for a save. Ooh. But Ryerson walked out of bounds with the ball, so that was going to be a corner. Uh-oh. Hold everything. It'll be 19 taking the corner, Hernandez. Good chance for Cecil here to maybe get one back. Wind it up. Here's the kick. On its way. Way off target. And the Dragon's coming on now as we got a little bit of cloud cover coming over. Just a little bit. That's going to make things interesting. Cecil still with possession deep in Dragon territory. That's a nice breeze coming through. Ooh, that's nice. Ryerson with the save. Ogunlie out to Benitez. Cecil playing a man down. Benitez finds Ogunlie, has to back up a bit. Sampson shot over the net, just barely cleared the crossbar. Would have been 5-0 if Sampson connected there. I think he already has a goal this season. He got one back when we played Hagerstown, but he is a fine defender and can also lay a nasty shot if need be. That's Samson Ogunlie from Geneva, Switzerland. The only international player on the roster, listed on the roster for the Dragons. So, 16 minutes, about 16 minutes to go in this one. Pretty much put away. The Dragons up 4-0. Simmons will break that up. Boy, Kyle Simmons has had himself a game. I would not. Definitely one of our top performers of this game, Kyle Simmons. Great defensive work all day long. Trying to think of who our top performers of the game are going to be. Obviously, got to give a nod to Luke Ryerson, who has pitched another excellent game. Fody, I mean, obviously the hat trick, first hat trick of the season for him. Also give a shout out to Kyle Simmons, who's been holding it down on the defensive side. We don't talk about our defenders that often, but individually, we like to talk about them as a unit. But I'll say it's been a great day from Kyle Simmons. I'll give him a nod, and I'll also give a nod to Kevin Ruby, who's been doing a great job of keeping chances alive for the Dragons. Coming up from the midfield on some of those corner kicks that got knocked out by Cecil. Ruby kept them alive early in the second half. So that's who I'd give my top performers of this game to. Also, of course, shout out to Sam Santos for another goal as he continues to add on to his list. As a foul called here against Cecil, down goes Esteban Benitez. Excuse me, that was Darian Paz. Thought that was a 17 in the light, but no, it was a 19. Excuse me. Ogunlie. Benitez. Back to Ogunlie. Simmons. Trying to find Ruby. Ruby keeping it alive. Trying to at least. Here's a chance for Cecil. As down goes Hernandez, that's going to be a foul against Ruby. Ogunlie pleading his case, but it will be a free kick. Kick is taken. Header. Ryerson comes up, makes the stop. Ogunlie, back to the action we go. Finds Benitez. Benitez trying to get Paz. Paz. Ooh, good play. Paz. Paz. Shot. Got it. Darian Paz makes it 5-0 and gets the goal. He's embraced by his teammates. And the hits keep coming as the Dragons add another. Mateo Moore checks into the game. Darian Paz gets the goal. I believe that's his first goal of the season. I'll fact check myself on that. But it's 5-0 Dragons.
Turned down. Thank you.
5-0 with 13 minutes to go. This one is all but put away. That was Darian Paz's second goal of the season, excuse me. When it made that change. So, 12 minutes to go here, 5-0. Dragons going to try to extend the lead. Here is Rafa Benitez. Rafa Benitez. Ooh! Made a man miss. Benitez. Crosser. Little too much power. As another sub coming in here, it's Anthony Thompson coming in for the Seahawks. This one is all but over. Another chance here. Darian Paz. Finds Rafa. Back to Paz. Paz tripped up. No call. Cecil back on the attack here. Maybe a chance. Simmons. Cecil back on the attack. Bad shot. Simmons covers it. Gets it to Ryerson. Coach Rob Ryerson wants speed here from the Dragons. It's 5-0 with 10.5 minutes to go. Here's Benitez. Will roll out of bounds. Guinlier will toss in here. Benitez. Moore. Got tripped up a bit. Yeah. Moore. Back to Benitez. They're really going for Rafa here. He'll find Blyden Alung. Alung looking for an opening. Finds Moore. Pass. Shot. Won't go over the net. 9 minutes to go. And slowly but surely, Dragons marching towards their 5th win of the year. It's only fitting. 5-0 start to the season, 5-0 victory. Barring any late goals, of course. Here's Ruby. Looking for an opening. He's going to pass out to Paz. I'm thinking here that the Dragons are just going to play a little game of keep away here because they've got this one in the bag with about 8 minutes to go. They don't need to score again. That doesn't mean that if the opportunity comes up, they'll hold back. Good defensive play by Simmons there. Passes up to Paz. Paz trying to get it to Benitez. Cecil, for their part, they look defeated. They look exhausted out there. And the Dragons have all but wrapped this one up.
Thank you.
Throw in close to the net, Blyden the lung. Finds Paz. Paz out to Mark Adja. Tried a shot, was blocked. Picked up by Rafa Benitez. Benitez will find Paz. Paz back to Moore. Crosser Moore was trying to get either a Lung or Chris Herzog, who is coming up from the defensive side. As sub coming in for the Seahawks, number 7, Chris Eichhammer is in. Number 16, Joshua Duzan is out. 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes to go. And the Dragons will have victory number 5 on the season. Here's Moore. Knocked down. Ref calls it off. Dragons still playing with a lot of fire here. Here's Samson Ogunlie. Try to get into Benitez. Tripped up. Moore comes in. Keeps it alive. Look at Mateo Moore. He gets tossed. And that will be a penalty kick for Mateo Moore. The foul was on 22, Andrew Thompson. And Mateo Moore, well, it doesn't look like Mateo Moore's going to take the kick. Who are they going to have take the kick here? Darian Paz. Paz is going to go for 2. Can Darian Paz make it 6-0? Paz goes for it. Got it. 6-0. The Dragons tied their best. The Dragons tied the opener at Hagerstown for the most goals scored this season. And Darian Paz has 2. Well, if anything, this win is going to put Howard on the radar of pretty much everybody in Region 20. You just took down another team ranked inside the top 5 in Region 20, and you did it convincingly. 6-0. This is the kind of win that's going to put Howard on the map. You got to think that the big powerhouse teams of the region, Montgomery, Harford, CCBC Essex, are going to be taking a look and saying, "Hey, Dragons are tough this year. The Dragons are good." With a win like this. Speaking of the Region 20 standings, big shout out to new Division 2 school Prince George's County, who, as there's a foul called against Cecil, Prince George's County is ranked number 2 right now in Region 20 Division 2. They're a new transfer school. They came in from Division 3. They moved up divisions. They're already ranked 2nd, right behind CCBC Essex. Howard came into this game ranked 3rd overall, just ahead of Cecil in 4th. After this, Cecil is going to take a little bit of a tumble down in the rankings. Howard most likely will move into 2nd behind CCBC Essex. That, of course, the powerhouse school that everybody is trying to target. Gotta beat Essex. Free kick on the way. Chance. Oh! Ogunlie had an open net and missed it. 5 minutes to go. 4.5 to go. Ball will be played back by Ryerson. How about this? 4 minutes to go. Dragons might have another chance along with the header. As we have a foul called. Offsides, excuse me. Offsides is called on the Dragons. Under 4 to go. Cecil looking to try and cut into this lead just a little bit. Here's Ogunlier. Coming up fast. Kicks out to Benitez. Benitez, it's broken up by Trotter. And it will be a corner for the Dragons. And you can see they're taking their time getting set up because they know no need to rush. Win is in the bag. Chris Herzog will take the kick. Would be nice, however, to see at least one more goal here, I think. Paz. Herzog deflected. Oh! Almost had an own goal situation there as Tome had it for a second but lost it, had to jump back on it. Covers it well. Under 3 to go, 6-0. We've got a Cecil player down. It looks like number 19, Josue Hernandez. He's going to hop off as he took a pretty nasty tumble there. He'll get back on his bench. Our athletic training staff will go to work. And back to the action we go. Cecil trying to get something here to close out what has been an extremely frustrating day. Ryerson comes up. Oh, that's going to be risky. Great job by the defense, though, as that's going to give Cecil a corner. Ryerson came out, played a little too aggressive, left the
11. Yeah, that would be more.
left the net open, but the defense played hard and got in the way to stop that one. Here we go. Looks like Chris Eichhammer, number 7, is going to take the corner. Excuse me, no. Thought that was a 7. It's up. Ryerson makes the save off the header by number 20 for Cecil. That's Jahaden Seeley. I think it was Janice Braun, number 8, who took the corner. Benitez keeping it alive. You want Benitez to at least get a chance here as we have 1 minute to go in regulation. 1 more minute to go. And it will be a party for the Dragons. More. Ogunlier. Deflected around. Esteban Benitez. Was it in? Along. Got it. Blinded along. Scores. And it's 7-0. No. They called it offsides. No. No. They called it offsides. Oh, man. Along was there. He had it offsides. Oh, man. And you could hear the bench explode. They wanted that. No. Back underway. Clock, clock, clock. 45 seconds to go. I thought Blyden Along just got his first goal as a member of the Dragons. Oh, man. Offside strikes again. Final seconds ticking away here. This will be tied with the season opening win against Hagerstown as the biggest win of the year for the Dragons. Ogunlier fighting here with Eichhammer. He goes down. Keeps it alive. Ruby kicks it out. Almost takes out our social media person. Final seconds left. That'll do it. It's over. Howard wins it 6-0. It's tied with their Week 1 win over Hagerstown for the biggest win of the season for the Dragons. And how about that? A 5-0 start. It's the best start for the Dragons in over a decade. Look out, Region 20. Howard is for real. We're going to wrap it up here, folks. We thank you for joining us today and what was a fun day for the Dragons. Big, huge day for the Dragons. We're going to wrap it up here. We want to thank you for bearing with us through some of the tech issues. It's been a tough start to the year for us on the technical side of things, but hey, we got ourselves a big win. 5-0 for the Dragons. How about that? As the Dragons themselves are actually going to walk over to thank the fans. That's a new tradition that they've started. Get that on camera. As for all of us here at Howard Community College, we're going to go ahead and sign off as the Dragons head out to thank their fans. We're going to keep the camera going, but we're going to cut the broadcast off here. Don't worry, the cameras will be kept so you can see the tradition. With that being said, everybody, we want to thank you for tuning in for today's win. Huge win today for the Dragons. 6-0 win over Cecil. For all of us here at Howard Community College, this is Isaac Donsky signing off as the Dragons win it 6-0. Good night, everybody.